월요일날 오후 2시 43분이 지나고 있습니다. 오늘은 제가 오전에 일찍 아침을 싸가지고 저기 웅길산역 앞에 물의정원에 가서 밥을 먹으러 갔는데 밥을 거의 먹고 나니까 세상에 비가 오기 시작해가지고 몇 카트만 찍어서 올리고 바로 들어왔습니다. 날씨가 이제 더우면서 비가 왔다가 식혀주고 그런 게 또 자연의 원리입니다. 책을 좀 많이 읽고 배를 고프게 해서 이렇게 the power of habit. Why we do what we do and how to change. The U.S. military, it occurred to me from my understanding of the fascinating topic of the military's use of habit training. I'm indebted to Dr. P at the School of Advanced Military Studies, Dr. J, and the many commanders and soldiers who were generous with their time, both in Iraq and at SAMS. Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul, 101 Stories of Life, Love, and the Learning. I no longer peruse fashion magazines either. I may not be in style, but I feel just right. Peruse. Marketing Made Simple, a step-by-step story brand guide for any business. You can create a section on your website to advertise it, but I also recommend a pop-up ad. Successful time management. Because you sought them out for their input, they are more likely to support your plan, particularly if you take their concerns into account. $3,299 mantras, tips, costs, and long cons for peace and serenity. Cons. Practice eating mindfully, driving mindfully, even taking out the garbage mindfully. The unwritten rules, the 6 skills you need to get promoted to the executive level years in the future, like Paul, Roberta, Jack, and Bob. This may be the assignment you point to as being the most pivotal in achieving career success. Applied Artificial Intelligence, a handbook for business leaders. Business leaders who want to lead AI initiatives at their companies should develop a high level understanding of how machine learning models are built, even if you are not responsible for writing the code yourself. Increase your financial IQ. Writer, scientist, lawyer, accountant, and school teacher are profession for such people. 101 American English proverb. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't enjoy the advantages of two conflicting activities at once. The five love languages of teenagers. This has led many parents to the decision that the teenager should be given a regular allowance rather than coming to the parent every 2 days asking for another $20 to buy this or that. Have Papa one new here, a delicious, insightful page turner. Thanks, Mom. The retirement of the challenge. Describe every detail, your feelings and your activities, as well as the people with whom you are interacting. Open your eyes. How can I improve a healthy habit and self-care? Change your relationship with sleep. Do you think of sleep as the end of one day or the beginning of another? You multiply dollars and cents the same way you multiply other numbers. The platinum rule. As a customer or client, the task-oriented thinkers want detailed information about how your product or service will fill their specific needs, and they want time to start and verify that data. The vegetarian myth, food justice and sustainability. To stay vegan, to stay to stay vegan, I had to fight a war with my hunger, a fact I would never have admitted, certainly not to myself, while I was doing it. Don't sweat the small stuff in love. I, on the other hand, was doing everything possible to ensure a nervous breakdown. Future. How billions can anticipate and profit from what's next. Science has spent billions on studying Alzheimer's, but due to its complex nature, a cure or even an effective treatment is not available. The cancer book. For women, hair is a huge part of their identity. The 100 Simple Secrets of the Best Half of Life. Make your second half the best of the half. Give your relationship, whether friendships or family connection, regular attention and effort, so that one you value will keep on being there for you. Warren Buffett speaks. Wit and wisdom from the world's greatest investor. The deal had two benefits. Not only was Buffett dancing within his circle of competence, in this case insurance, but he also was in step with his more recent goal of expanding into global markets. Principles. If you are calm, collegial, and respectable, you will do a lot better than if you are not. You will get better at this with practice. Authentic you, a girl's guide to growing up fearless and true. The day that my doctor diagnosed, diagnosed me with anxiety and depression was a turning point for me, for me. From stress to success in just 31 days. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself and end up creating new stress. There's a giant. Harvest is a time of celebration because there is good saguaro food to eat, and soon the rains will come. Niche. Sometimes the information trail we leave behind is so routine that those who in control of the data can anticipate our intention even before we've got the words out. Try typing better into Google and you will probably only get as far as the first couple of letters before you suggest the forecast for your local city. Feel the fear and do it anyway. In this way, and only in this way, it is impossible to lose. The Forbes Book of Business quotation. Marriage is a great institution, but I'm not ready for an institution yet. The dance of life, the other dimension of time. They all have one thing in common. Each is a physical mechanism. How the mind works. Actors must simulate facial expression for a living, but many cannot avoid a mannered look. Presentation secret. The brightest and the biggest visual element on the slide are the flag and the arrow. Meditation to heal your life. Now I am choosing to erase and retape new positive messages. The six most important decisions you'll ever make. Guys, I'm telling you, if you want to impress a girl, impress, impress a girl, you have to make some effort. You make some effort. The presentation secret of Steve Jobs is the ultra portable. Your $1 million dreams. Join groups to ask and answer directed questions and receive update for your industry, your university, etc. Manage your career. Leverage your organization's culture. Your job performance and other contribution can improve if you remain attuned to the organization's culture and you're fitted with it. Operate in a manner that that is culturally acceptable and acquire the necessary cultural skills. 25 days to better thinking and better living, a guide for improving every aspect of your life. Notice the extent to which others around you favor punishment and suffering as the proper response to deviant behavior. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. The classic guide to understanding the opposite sex. But a woman is not required to do all of the above. The leader prays book. I don't need anyone to look out for my interest but myself. How to get one you want and want one you have. A practical and spiritual guide to personal success. These defensive tendencies emerge because we are afraid of being punished for our mistakes. Clean, clean. 1, 2, 2 spoons agave syrup. Social studies, states and the regions. In the United States, government is meant to protect people's rights. Morning edition. The growing interest in Sorio now is much like the 1960s, said E., the director of the 1,200-member Sorio Society in Lincoln. The power of one more, the ultimate guide to happiness and success. The same applies to your relationship with your God. What's next? Follow your passion and find your dream job. The expectation, of course, is that the results open up a variety of options to explore for a career shift and give you important insight into your working style to help you find the best fit. Damn good advice. If you can't get meaning into your design, there's no meaning to your work. Start with why. Start with why. How great leaders inspire everyone to take action. Whether through hard work, luck, or just an unflappable optimism, W got so used to winning all the time that he couldn't fully visualize what losing looked like. Retail therapy, why the retail industry is broken and what can be done to fix it. The hacker way is an approach to building that involves continuous improvement and iteration. How to solve it? A new aspect of a mathematical method. My task is to express the area of a triangle in terms of its three sides, AB, and C. Bipolar disorder, hooking up with supportive friends and relatives, restructuring your life, restructuring. The 5 a.m. miracle. Dominate your day before breakfast. Location and focused block of time each day, week, when you will work on this goal. Grand goal number 2. Mastering fear. He lived in his room for those 5 weeks and did nothing but play bass. The liar in your life. In fact, Glass had fabricated some or all of more than 24 stories, including ones I had noticed for being so astonishing. What happy people know. The country now has more therapists than firefighters or mail carriers, and there's twice as many therapists as dentists or pharmacists. How instantly connected with anyone. Your astrological sign, she said. Control your destiny or someone else's will. Bulletproof diet. 90% of Egyptian hagglers tested in a study had aflatoxin, a cancer-causing performance sapping mold toxin, but the instance in the United States or Europe is likely to be lower. Positive energy. Many take courses. Many take courses on energy medicine and chakras during massage school, and afterward. Always day one. How the tech titans plan to stay on top forever. Over the past 15 years, 153 artificial intelligence professors have left academia, have left academia for private companies, according to a University of Rochester study. The story of you, an Enneagram journey to becoming your true self. The glare from always looking on the bright side blinded them to the harsh realities they were committed to avoiding. language instinct, how the mind created the language. So for now, there is suggestive evidence for grammar genes in the sense of genes whose apex seem most specific to the development of the circuit underlying parts of grammar. Making the most out of every day. Nothing is so potent as the silent influence of a good example. Bold, how to go big, create wealth, and impact the world. The lesson: find your most enthusiastic pens and put them to work. The 100-year life, living and working in an age of longevity. The violinist has captured this in his discussion of creativity. If we operate with a belief in long sweeps of time, we build the cathedral. If we operate from fiscal quarter to fiscal quarter, we build ugly shopping malls. Public speaking skills. Overcome the fear of public speaking. The mission statement. The mission statement may sound jingoistic, but it can give you a good idea about the company's priorities, what it considers important, what its culture may be like, and what type of employees it's looking for. more the better. A moment's insight is sometimes worth a life's experience. The success journey, the process of living your dreams. There is no success without the sacrifice. On speaking well, how to give a speech with style, substance, and clarity. Harry caught all that with humor in a eulogy about Dick's lovely, hungry mind. The power of charm, how to win anyone over in any situation. They show their likes and dislikes, their preferences, beliefs, and ideas. 6 months ago, in this same hotel banquet room, a group of Japanese and foreign residents of Yokohama met to discuss what steps could be taken to help relieve the plight of handicapped children in this area. School success for kids with ADHD. According to Liu and Buckley, although there are several existing studies of EEG biofeedback that assert promising results for treating ADHD, the effectiveness of EEG biofeedback to treat ADHD cannot be determined without further studies that examine the effectiveness of the treatment more thoroughly. Coaching successfully, deciding when one's goals have been defined, reality explored, and option established, it is up to the coachee to select the most inspiring or useful option and consider how it might be put into practice. Coach yourself to success winning the investment game. If you feel you need a little hand holding, go with a fee only registered investment advisor who has no profit motivation that could possibly bias his or her recommendation. Sikida Marink, a dink or dink. How to have a brilliant life, however, is worth testing and perfecting as the feeling of calm and really being in the moment is amazing. How not to age, the scientific approach to getting healthier as you get older. antioxidant dynamics may also explain why alcohol consumption alcohol consumption is linked not just to digestive tract malignancies, but to skin cancer too. Weaving it together, all it takes is a little conscience and responsibility. Chronic marketer, have fun at all cost. at all cost. Avoid wearing something out of character. The legacy of Steve Jobs, 1955 to 2011. As with the iMac hardware, translucence is a key design element. You can peer through command boxes, for instance, to glimpse the documents underneath. The HBR 47, the big idea. The HBR list of best performing CEOs. Information technology is revolutionizing products. Get the boss to buy in. Make sure you offer plenty of customer surveys, case studies, and cost-benefit analysis to bolster your position. Words of wisdom. When you are good to others, you are best to yourself. Inner peace for busy people. Strategies for managing your mind. Secrets of a millionaire mind. Mastering the inner game of wealth. Poor and many middle class people believe that they have to choose between money and the other aspect of life. Attitudes are the 101. Can obstacles actually enhance an attitude? The greatest battle you wage against failure occurs on the inside, not the outside. How to date out of your league. If you get caught, if you get caught in just one of those, you can lose your honorable potential partner. Greater than yourself. You don't know me from beans and vice versa. The intuitive mind, profiting from the power of your sixth senses, an argument for basic emotion, cognition, and emotion. The conscience of a liberal, reclaiming America from the right. The view that movement conservatives have found a surefire way to distract the public and get people to vote against their own interest is completely false, but it's been greatly overstated. 222 Prosperity Affirmation. In other words, you shouldn't be overly spiritual and you shouldn't undermine your material impulses either. Choose your story, change your life, silence your inner critic, and rewrite your life from the inside out. Behind the statement were a few of the stories of when I really did get sick as a kid, though I can't imagine sleep was always the cause. I was a pretty lousy hand washer too. Now discover your strengths, how to develop your talents and those of the people you manage. Ask him to conduct internal discussion groups or presentation. There may be no better way. There may be no better way to learn than to teach others. vaporize your anxiety without drugs or therapy. When to use the core technique. You can use the core technique anytime you feel like you are getting anxious. For that matter, anytime you feel like you are becoming lost to the grip of emotion. The future of money, how the digital revolution is transforming currencies and finance. The risk bank has also been careful to emphasize that any decision to make the e-krona widely available for public use would ultimately be a political rather than merely technical decision. The essentials. Take the automobile industry, a lag in Detroit. This may sound like an elementary rule of business, but that does not keep it from being violated wholesale. The four elements of success. By diagnosing your team according to the elements, you too can quickly get an overview of your team's strengths and challenges. Getting little book on successful selling. Be a problem detective. Be a detective. Look for customer problems that your product or service can solve. Exercised. How would you feel if your boss required you to exercise? Keep it simple. Unclutter your mind to uncomplicate your life. Be sure you are focused on doing those things that will accomplish your goals. We all have a boat. We want to go faster. The secret of power. It's only tricky because people have misunderstood what it means to give love to others. Living abroad in South Korea. Long distance trains in South Korea are divided into three classes. 4 if the KTX bulletin train is included. Finding self-control in an age of access. The earliest vertebrate brains were pretty simple, consisting of some clumps of nerves that handled such literally vital aspects of life as breath and heartbeat. The fate of food. What will eat in a bigger, hotter, smarter world? Tester's team had identified genes in quinoa that currently limit its quality and the productivity. Self-coaching leadership. Simple steps from manager to leader. Would an open forum be favorable if you could get certain people on side in advance the new dangerous class, and there will be far more elderly women, since on average they live over 5 years longer than men. The secret language of money, how to make smarter financial decisions and live a richer life. Being caught up in war stories may represent an inability to establish boundaries for work or a habit of identifying your work as who you are. Who you are. Quit like a millionaire. If you are interested in moving to any of those countries long term, here are some more details about each. Portugal. The D7 visa gives foreigners the right to live in Portugal by demonstrating an annual income of 8,000 euros in pension, rented real estate, or investment. Why men don't have a clue and women always need more shoes. The ultimate guide to the opposite sex, and exactly the same process applied to human beauty. Speaking, really, this isn't going to hurt at all. Shuley's 2-year-old impom. Now we are going to go to the park. Read bone reading. How many cups of flour did we put in the pitcher? The Pixar touch, the making of a company. Yeah, he could have made lots more money at Disney, but these guys were motivated more by what they could do creatively than by how many dollars they made. Manager's Handbook. The 17 skills leaders need to stand out. Exceed your standards on multiple measures to identify your high performance. Look for the team members who exceed your standards on multiple measures. Act on constructive feedback in order to improve performance. Women's other body, women's other body. Skin, fat, and excess breast tissue are removed in this delicate operation. Area to be removed. Ask, and it is given. Every emotion that you feel is about your alignment or misalignment with the energy of your source. Marketing, technology for humanity. Despite the promise, not many companies have figured out the best way to do data-driven marketing. A third place, and I know as long as I find my way to the water in winter, I can count on the geese overhead calling across the river. The School of Greatness, a real-world guide to living bigger, loving deeper, and leaving a legacy. Now others of you might be asking a different question. Well, what if you don't have any talent? Releasing your brilliance. A gem for you. Are you an authentic diamond or are you a CG? Miracles of your mind. Are you ready to unlock your true potential? Talk to your subconscious mind and say to it, I am now attracting a man into my experience who is honest, sincere, loyal, kind, faithful, and prosperous. Unconventionals. The best role for a modern brand is more activist. Think inspiration and behavior, not just identity and the image. Success is a choice. 10 steps to overachieving in business and life. Others would make mistakes and be ignored. I would make mistakes and be singled out. The complete microbiotic diet. Avoid using household cleaning products with high chemical content. Summary of 12 rules for life. An antidote to chaos. Listening is an element that is not always apparent in every conversation, since most conversations are just a series of reactions to the original prompt of the conversation. How not to marry the wrong guy. Just ask the women who didn't call it off. You can do it too. Discover your strengths. You want to expand the group, so that as many people as possible can benefit from its support. What you do is who you are, how to create your business culture. Compare this to modern companies where CEOs delegate inclusion program to heads of diversity. Build a powerful brand to achieve career success. You don't have to be a web developer to understand how to blog or an artist to do the graphic design. All you need is time, ambition, and ideas. Beyond the obvious killer question that spark game-changing innovation. Sharing homework and observation. I generally give a quick recap uh, of our area of focus. 'You can be happy no matter what. 5 principles for keeping life in perspective. The principle of the present moment. Much has been said about living in the moment. How to raise an adult. Pitch in. Getting your kids to help with chores. Pitch in. 2,600 pages for setting effective performance goals. Ready to use pages that really get results. Avoid any perception of being wed to past technologies or resistance to change. Think of the positive. 101 inspirational stories about counting your blessings and having a positive attitude. When I look back, my initial reaction on that 1998 London trip, I am amazed at the changes and the consistencies. Sleep better. 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to a better body, better health, and bigger success. Numerous studies are now confirming the link between breast cancer and habitual bra wearing. language development. The most recent theory, a usage-based approach, lacks the sufficient child data from children under the age of 4 years to be fully evaluated at this point. The end of Big, how the internet makes David the new Goliath. Now with a camera the size of a pack of cigarettes, a cheap computer and printer, and some free software, anyone can shoot doctor and print photos in a matter of minutes. Shoot. Now panic and the freak out. I've read about foreign policy and studied. I know the number of contents. The new lifetime reading plan. The classic guide to world literature, revised and expanded. He's always preaching, but from the middle of the center ring of the circus. A final invention, artificial intelligence and the end of the human era. If you work in an information industry and the digital revolution is changing everything into information industries, watch out. Korea Travel Guidebook. Gyeongsang-buk-do is a province where much of Korea's traditional and Confucian cultures still remain. 360 leader. They avoid change and remain where is safe. Leader cross principle number 5. Expand your circle of acquaintances. Brian, 21 powerful ways to transform your business and boost your profit quickly. Use sentence completion exercise. Say, we could double our sales if we wanted for, and fill in the blank. And eliminate the bottlenecks. Power question. Build a relationship with new business and influence others. Why is this day different? My good friend R invited me to a dinner, a very special dinner. A history of the Korean people, Korea, tradition and transformation, the rise of Kim Il-sung. Leadership and self-deception. If you look back on your life, I think you'll find that that's the case. You've probably felt overwhelmed. over-obligated and overburdened for more open in the box than out. This is a profound book with deep and sweeping implication. The 48-hour startup, from idea to launch in one weekend. I will have to invest in hiring a designer to create my brand and labels. Multipliers. The cost of the micromanager is that organization cannot grow beyond them and struggle to leverage the other intellect inside the organization. The 17 indisputable laws of teamwork. Embrace them and empower your team. Every day he would come home and tell us about the company, what he did that day, and the values the company held dear. The most fundamental management tools I've ever learned is that what gets rewarded gets done. Flight to the plan, the real secret of success, how to achieve more faster than you ever dreamed possible. Activate your superconscious mind. A miracle is nothing more nor less than this. This. The science of mind. To daily see the perfect man and to daily declare for his objective appearance is correct mental practice and will heal. Outsmart your brain. How to plan your work. When you are studying, how do you choose what to work on is, I do whatever is due next. Remember that your words carry more power with the students than you may realize. Schindler's List. Or sit at the table. When you first use the Sogistic smart pen, it seems like absolute magic. The Internet of Money. At the beginning of the video, critical success strategies for new leaders at all levels. The first 90 days. Total reward is non-monetary reward plus monetary reward. It's not about the money you earn, but the money you save. 250 plus ways to buy smarter, spend smarter, and save money. You will no longer be allowed to buy over-the-counter medication with your tax-free money. Over-the-counter medication. the wisdom of the menopause. Doctors in Japan have been using this vitamin in the form of MK4, also known as to treat osteoporosis 1995 with very good results. Today we are rich, harnessing the power of total competence. He found that competent students have a sense of self-efficacy, a belief that they are competent enough to successfully complete the task at hand. Self-efficacy. Fourth step to building your future. YouTube is the most widely known service for video sharing, but several others exist. Using Revolt. Well, probably it's not worth the trouble to check out, I said. Don't fire them up. Motivate yourself and your team. Coactive coaching. Given the rich world of possible action, the next phase in the process is to narrow the list. You incorporated the art of selling yourself. Choose the dot, not the lines. The history of computers was changed by an art class. leadership challenge, how to make extraordinary things happen in organization. She started by acknowledging to a team that she didn't have much knowledge about the particulars of the bank's statement rendition process and recognized that they had the technical expertise. How children succeed, grit, curiosity, and the hidden power of character. As a result, one of S's biggest challenges was simply to convince one goal student that they each had the potential for a successful life, despite all the evidence to the contrary they saw in their neighborhood and open in their families. Reading a map. Maps give you information about the places. Start your own biddings. The only starter book you'll ever need. While you should certainly consider the cost of the device when shopping for a smartphone, you'll also want to look at what the various cell phone carriers, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, etc., offer in terms of monthly service plans. A relationship for a lifetime. Everything you need to know to create a love that lasts. Why is this the case? The answer is simple. They are so involved with the addictive cycle that they become uninvolved with you. Uninvolved. That the 101, a crash course in debt management. They talk in terms of monthly payments, trying to keep you focused on that much smaller number. Organize your job search. Simple solution for finding the job you want. Your dress shirt should be white or pale color. Cracking the success code. Alex not only benefited from his coach's advice and won the national championship, he also will use these principles throughout the rest of his life. Alex's story illustrates that having a particular skill set isn't always enough to achieve success. Winners needed a proper Winners needed a proper mindset and a strong coach to overcome inevitable and often unforeseen challenges that can threaten their potential. Writers Express, a handbook for young writers, thinkers, and learners. Write a final copy of your poem, making all of the correction. Dear Ann Landers, ripened letters. The same goes for the brand name box of cereal you see on the breakfast table. Keep sharp. Build a better brain at any age. Sandy's experience highlights an important message. If you are destined to develop a disease like Alzheimer's, time is of the essence. You can even hire a ghost with money. Money can buy the testicles of a virgin.